Yeah, I
Man.
couldn't tell,
So
Ray.
Jack, like we were talking to this morning about the Kendrick Lamar performance at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched
Mm.
it.
Oh, have you seen it now, Madge?
Yes,
And what do you
it was
think?
art. It was art.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely,
you.
I
Thank
absolutely.
thought it
you.
was really good, yeah, and it got a lot of stick, didn't it?
It got a lot of haters.
Is it because
Yes.
of he went, "Hey Drake, I heard you like him young." That was the one bit that got
Well,
me.
A
I mean,
minor.
this is the thing. This the thing. He ain't sued him yet. So what you yapping for?
Hmm. Yeah.
I think regardless of how the show went, they were always going to mock him anyway. These
Oh, they
people
were gonna find something, you
yeah,
know. They was gonna jag him.
yeah. Is that what we're
Why
calling
do
it
you
now?
think
Jagging him.
so? Why do you
Well,
think so? Because
because
yeah,
I mean Kendrick Lamar, he's the hope for the future. He's the true uh, exemplary person. Excellence, black excellence, the real thing. He can't be real. He's got to be a little bad. He had to be at a freak off. Like, come on, guys. Like, that's how they're acting. It's terrible.
Mm.
they're acting as if Serena Williams did something terrible. Like everyone is sad for Drake, the man who likes a minor. Like everyone is trying to defend him. I don't know why.
Because he is a very, very, very fragile ego, and he is the temperament of a miniature Diddy.
Well, that's exactly what I said, Jag. I think that he was potentially next in line, as it were,
I
or
was
at
just
least
about to say, was he being groomed
yeah.
Oh,
potentially to be the
listen. Oh,
next Diddy?
absolutely, honey. Let me tell you
Why?
something. What do you mean, why? That boy is a party animal. You've never seen his appetite
Yeah, but
for debauchery?
there's so many in that arena, let's say, that are party animals that have that kind of
Yeah,
appetite.
but you have to
So
have a
what's
penchant for
Drake's
meanness.
unique selling point? Why was he
He,
going to be potentially the successor to Diddy?
he
Because
has a penchant for meanness and he understands colonizing. You know, he understands how to be that guy to get in it. Like people keep forgetting, just like Kendrick is an artist who happens to be an exceptional rapper, right?
mm,
Drake is an
Absolutely.
actor who knows how to act like an exceptional rapper. You see what I'm saying?
so he's a sociopath.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And the whole thing with Kendrick Lamar and the halftime show, I've seen a little bit of it, and in all honesty, I don't know why people are essentially losing their tits over it all because what were you to expect? A Beyonce kind of spectacle? That's not the kind of
There was
artist that he is.
there
He
was
seems
no
to be
ass. There was no ass.
right,
There was
and there's
there
no
were
like
no titties. No titties. There was very little skin. People were
No.
yeah,
dressed and they were
and
dancing. They were dancing.
yeah, it seems to be that with Kendrick Lamar, I'll be very honest, I'm not really familiar with any of his music or anything like that. I'm familiar with his name and who he is, of course,
Yes.
and all that. But over here, Kendrick Lamar really isn't that famous, if that makes sense. We know of him, but that's it.
Do you know
How
what Kendrick Lamar is like for us that you would probably understand?
go on?
The Cranberries.
I get that.
Oh,
Do
Yeah.
you remember the Cranberries?
Oh
Do
oh
God,
yeah.
yes. Yeah.
yeah,
The
Zombie.
Cranberries especially linger. Oh my God.
That's the first song that came to my mind when he said Cranberries, and now
Oh my God.
yeah.
Like
Dolores
that.
is passed on as well.
Yeah, but see, that's the kind of vibe that's the best way I would explain it for you. He would be like what the Cranberries were like for me. I can't tell you all of their catalog, but I know they're kick ass. They had some great stuff, but you feel the resonance in their music. It just leaves an impression.
Mm. And I get that. And this is the thing. I think people are kind of riding on Kendrick Lamar right now because he didn't have the full-on spectacle of like the trumpets and the fireworks and the big lights and all this lot. He went down to basics, and it was all about substance rather than the spectacle, which I actually respect.
Wasn't that amazing?
For Kendrick Lamar to actually do.
And that's what I was saying earlier on, Steph, when we were talking about it, is that there was no real pomp and parade, as we would say over here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was all very, very, very simple, but yet really effective. And the most effective part of it all, number one, you had Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes.
Playing Uncle Sam. It was brilliant.
Playing Uncle Sam. Then
What
you had
did you think
Serena
about
Williams.
that? Why do you think they took a black man to play Uncle Sam?
Because the whole thing was... Sorry, Jack.
Murph.
Was
Let
it
the American.
I seen a
Oh, really? That was all I had, because that was really all I had.
Oh, so because that's it. Because
the Uncle Sam thing comes from Drake calling out Kendrick Lamar, saying like, you're gonna get your uncle involved or something like that, and then it started with him going, I'm Uncle Sam on obviously the show, and it was just a constant dig at Drake.
Yeah, but it goes even further than that, because if you know the legacy of Kendrick Lamar, even dating all the way back to Mad Kid, Mad City, you know, Kendrick has been preaching about the evils of Lucy.
Right, Lucy. So
Kendrick has been
Lucy. She's using a short word for the
LC.
Yeah.
And let's not forget.
That's sorry for the stupid little British girl in the room here. That's gone right over my head. What does this mean?
One of the bloodline people.
Powerful.
One of the bloodline people that I'm gonna put it to you this way: Irv Gotti and Drake were considered pets too.
Okay.
Oh,
right. Thanks.
I'm gonna put it to you this way: Lucy, right, in your Pow Grange.
I am as confused as you, Steph. Yeah. I feel a sense of
should I say it
right now.
Should I say it in Pig Latin?
Steph's mostly a royal
Usinlay Range Gay. Uzi and Lay.
It's too late for this shit.
Listen. Look at the screen, my love. Look at the screen.
Okay.
Oh! Did I get it okay in the Pig Latin? I was trying to really bring it home.
Are we talking about LSD or Lucifer?
Was I the only one that got what she was saying?
When I said the Lucy in your Pow Grange, yeah, I was working it, you know. I'm sitting over. Come on,
he's
man.
an actual person, right? Okay.
Yeah. He's a bloodline. Yeah. Oh, you thought we were talking about a cartoon
this was code for something. Are we having fun yet?
I actually whipped out Pig Latin and she still missed it. Ooh, yay, oh, nay.
Like when you were saying Pig Latin, I thought Lucian Grange was like,
oh my God!
Google Lucian Grange, Pig Latin.
Steph, that's his full name.
Even though he's a pig, right? We're good.
Yeah. You know, little Aubrey has spent a lot of quality time with this man, and this is also the man that couldn't convince the diddler not to go after Diageo because he tried to warn the diddler about reaching too high. And old Lucy keeps his promises. Yeah, him and Drake were very close.
But Lucy didn't come true because even nobody can stop Kendrick. Kendrick is not part of the game, and yet he is destroying someone that is
The
clearly a
game.
con. Exactly.
Kind of like what I'm doing with media.
Exactly.
See, when you get to step outside of it, you understand how it works, but you don't have to be affected by what they're affected by. But sometimes all you really need to do is just know where the fire alarm is and know exactly when to cut off the lights and when to pull it.
The way that you all are speaking, it seems like potentially it's only a matter of time until Drake potentially gets caught up on all of this legally.
Oh, honey, why do you think his
Yep.
ex was crip walking?
Yeah, that's it. That's the whole
Hang
point.
on.
Celebrate.
Crip walking meaning.
Oh God,
Okay.
here we go.
Serena Williams is Drake X.
Okay.
And she was on the spectacle with Kendrick Lamar doing a type of dance.
Yeah.
It's a special dance for gangsters.
Yeah, I see that right here. But are you meaning the actual dance, or do you mean
Yeah,
that
the
Drake's
dance, the
going
sea walk,
through
the
with
sea
Kendrick Lamar?
walk,
It's called a crip walk. It's called
Yeah.
a
crip walk,
I see it.
straight cripping.
Okay.
See, we're trying to teach Maggie because Maggie is our honorary crip in Quebec. She looks great in blue, and
Thank
you
you.
know her
I am a
gangster
Drake, I'm
name.
a Canadian.
Yeah. We're going Crips Incorporated, and see Maggie. Her street handle is Mad G.
That sounds cool actually for Magic. Yeah. I like that.
The Mad
That's cool.
G. Yeah. And she's the Black Owl. And she doesn't say who, she asks why. So I love her. You know what I mean? So we gonna teach Maggie how to sea walk. So just in case any of them suckers pop out on her, she can just dance.
Oh,
I
But
think it's
that's
now that I'm
nice.
looking at the Diageo thing, it's funny. He That company was named in Kanye West rent.
yeah,
Who
yeah.
saw Kanye West tweet storm? That thing was
Oh,
I seen them get
Yeah.
kicked out of Shopify. Like it takes a lot to get a Canadian company to turn their back on you. Like you really gotta be hurting people's feelings to get a Canadian to say I'll pass. They
listen. He
take
went from I'm
everybody in.
God to I am a Nazi to free Diddy. But what
This is
he
the
said
thing.
about freeing Diddy was interesting because he said, I don't care about Diddy. I want to know who is the person taking down the black mogul. Who gives a shit about Diddy?
Yeah.
What do you
It's-
think about that? I thought it was interesting.
I thought it was just as telling as him admitting to everybody that he knows that they sacrificed his mom and the doctor's still walking around and ain't nobody done nothing.
what
because
you
this is something that's just popped in my head right now, and I'm getting kind of shivers down my spine on this one.
Kanye MK Ultra's
Can
out and he's 2C down. I don't, you gotta look. He lived with the Kardashians. He survived. He's like he's like a relic from an Indiana Jones movie. I don't think people get it. Like,
But I think it might be more than that potentially. Jack. I'm getting the wrong end at stick. I mean,
What
he
you
is
said?
and he's saying what he's saying, some of which I just cannot condone or agree with whatsoever. Okay, freedom of
who
speech,
could
fine, but
who
shit
could
the bed.
condone kicking out 1.8 almost $2 million to buy a commercial at the biggest show in the world just to route people to go and buy something that makes them want to vomit the second that they show up.
Well, this is what I wanted to get on to in a way next in terms of his state of mind and what he's doing in the way that he is at the moment. I wonder if he's a perpetrator of such, but that he's also a victim.
Oh, he's definitely a victim, but mostly just the fashion. I really think
Well, you
when
were
it
talking about his name, the man with the woman, Marsha something, the woman with the big heritage from the big family that had a baby for him, her fourth baby.
oh, you
Oh,
talking about Megan
Wow.
Wall and Trotter, who was best friends with Kanye, very influential in his early fashion years. And from what Megan Walsh had to say, also Kanye West lover. I mean, I'm not surprised, especially not after that rant when he was on Twitter. He's really had a lot of bad moments on Twitter. But when he was coming on to his ex-girlfriend Amber Rose baby daddy, Wiz Khalifa, Diddy style.
Mm.
And he's telling him how sexy he was and how he wished he had his body. You know what I mean? It was given very, if you want my body and you think I'm sexy, come on, baby, let me know. And it
I
was
think we,
weird.
I think we need Sean to sing that.
Hell no.
I'm too sexy for my muff. Too
Come on.
sexy for my muff.
Hey!
That's another 2-week ban.
I'm telling you.
Added.
It's just, I just don't see how Kanye thinks he's going to distract his way out of his own lawsuit. The problem is I really think there are days when he wakes up and he's himself, and then that MK switch in, and then it just go left. I mean, he lived with the Kardashians. These people put him in hospitals. They gave him all kinds of stuff. I mean, look at what they did to Lamar Odom. How many times they almost killed him? Like 6, 7. He kept coming back. They even took him down there to Vegas and left him with the prostitutes, and they couldn't take him down. They thought he was out. He was up. I don't know. I mean, it got so deep he had to run away to China, and now look at him. He's crawling back. Why would you go back? Don't go into the light, Carol Ann.
What do
Don't.
you think the Kardashian? What do you think the Kardashian do to them?
What do you mean? They got all these people doing all this weird science and stuff. They probably got microchip or something in somebody's mind. Just like when Tom Brady would get the losing and then they hit that Brady switch and then he just turned into a touchdown machine. I feel the same way about every time Beyonce done fell. She done fell and then she popped right up in less than 15 seconds like the reanimated man, shaking her head like, will you sit down, ma'am? You just fell. You could
Did,
have injury.
did you see that she lost 8 million subscriber?
Yeah, and there'll be more. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say she was losing and gonna keep on? Don't nobody listen to me.
No, I
Yeah,
think they
since
listen to
she
they listen to you very closely, Jag. That's the difference. Is they try
Can I
to
just
pretend that they
ask
don't listen to
then?
you.
Yeah, can anyone listen to her music the same? Every time I hear Beyonce, we went to a kids' play center earlier and there's Beyonce playing. I said to Sean, I can't even listen to her anymore. It's just
When when
I
you
need.
listen to the lyrics,
Mm,
why is her lyrics being played around children? This
I
this
know.
this stuff. Like when I think about that song "Cuff It," and they gotta say at least 80 times we gonna F up the night, we gonna get it effed up, and we gonna get wasted, and we gonna go missing, and this is fun. And but the thing that I think about it when I first heard the song, because I don't listen to the radio, I know what they're doing in people's minds with it. But when I saw it on TikTok, it was Kim's girls and Quincy, and they were doing a TikTok video and they were dancing to that Cuff It business. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, all of these children are watching these kids who they grew up watching, and they're sitting there and they're dancing along. Meanwhile, if you go through the lyrics of the song, it sounds like a preamble to a freak out.
Mm. Don't get me speaking about kids, because whenever I speak about kids, I always get I always get trashed somewhere.
I don't know why, Murph. You know, listen to me. Let them throw the tomatoes. Throw them back.
Exactly.
Mm.
But sincerely, I don't understand because Kendrick Lamar doesn't seem like he sold his soul. And yet
Well,
they're giving him
understand
so
this.
much.
That's not true. Anybody who signs that contract, they got you. And people like Kendrick, who are intelligent and smart, started making plans early on to work their way out. The only difference between he and I is that he decided to save art. I decided to save people.
Mm.
What he's doing will save art. He's fighting for art to have a voice. And if people want to look at the crown on his head and not see the fact that he's literally sacrificing his entire career, his personal fame, to save art, to save hip hop, it's hard to be a extremely intelligent person that's trying to reach people who aren't. You have to find a way to dumb it down enough to make sure they get it. That's not always easy, and it's not an exact science because your average everyday mind is just not susceptible to brilliance. It's been trained to enjoy stupidity. There's no discipline, there's no imagination. So I love
Why
the
do
fact
you
that we
think?
have, huh?
Why do you think that they let him, whoever they are, that even Kanye was talking about? Why do you think they let him go after Drake?
Because Drake was next in line and he is the acceptable scapegoat at this time. Just like Diddy is the acceptable monster at this time. You know, people keep forgetting. Everyone thinks like, oh, you're trying to make it all the way to the top of the music business, you're going to be the guy. But then when you make it to the top, you realize the music business isn't the top. It's just another department in a much larger house. So once you get to the head of the department, you realize you got to make it to the top of the corporation. And then you make it to the top of the corporation and find out there's a voice from the ceiling that tells you and them what to do. See, the quest for the top is so seductive and elusive because the truth is it's unobtainable. Because even if you did make it all the way to the top, you would find out that what they were really afraid of are the people. See, power is afraid of people. It uses people. It needs people. It feeds on people's energy. It routes it the way it wants it to go. But if power loses control of people, then people become the threat. And then what happens to power? All people have to do is say no. That's it. Collectively. United. See, that's what they work so hard to fight. That's why a troll's greatest mission, first and last, is no matter what, on the way in, on the way out, create division, create division, create division, separate them up. Survival of the fittest. Only the strong will survive. You got to win. That that's the game. Keeping people in that mindset, keeping that metronome going and making sure society sways to the rhythm.
Well, it's like I've been saying on Madge's streams a lot when I've been coming in. There always seems to be at the moment some kind of drama within the community with those that have come together against the whole, Diddy situation against Diddy. And it's like, well, hang on a minute. Screw that drama. Let go of that. Forget that. I remember why we all came together in the first place. It was the absolute horror finding out what Diddy has actually done, and all of us coming together to make sure that the truth comes out of what we know so far, and any future truth comes out. Anyone that's trying to create drama in the community to try and cause this kind of division, don't bother, don't listen to them, run away as fast as possible from them. And remember why you came here in the first place, and don't lose sight of it. That happens in a lot of communities. I saw that when, Andy and I were part of the forefront of the Justice for Johnny Depp situation. The Snyder cult back in the day. My goodness, we're going way, way back there. It happens to a lot of communities. And so, yeah, I've seen it here as well with this whole Diddy situation, Diddy community. I mean, I see this title here on Madge's stream, The Truth About Madge's Role in Sean Atwood and Jaguar Wright's Relationship. I mean, if there's any confusion in the community, then fair enough. It's always good to be transparent and open and truthful about what's happening, whatever that may be. But really, we should all be getting together and, having a stream or doing a video talking about the Diddy case. What are the things that we can find out about it? What's the truth of the matter? What we know, what we don't know, what we hope to find out, what we expect from the upcoming trial that's going to come. It's going to come around quicker than anyone realizes. My goodness, we're already nearly halfway through February.
That's the point. That's the point for all of these distractions. Because they're still hoping on a Hail Mary. And as long as they can strike us, as long as they can divide us, as long as they can force us to remove content, as long as they can demonetize videos, as long as they can reroute the flow of algorithms, they still believe they have a chance.
And I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to stop essentially the equivalent of a Justice for Johnny Depp movement. They don't want that to happen at the Diddy case. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to stop that momentum from happening, where there's a repeat of that on the internet, in the internet community, but against Diddy. And we need to be smarter enough and savvier enough to turn around and say, get bent. Not a chance. Piss off, you cowbags. We remember why we're here. Is to get to the truth of the matter when it comes to the Diddy case, and justice for the Diddy victims, wherever they are in the world. It's as simple as that. All this division and drama BS is just, this is just white noise. It's wasting everyone's time.
You're right there, Steph. But the thing is, these monsters are dropping signs any way they can. Now, we've seen Jay-Z's lovely hint at the Super Bowl as well. If anyone didn't see that, then hello there. How much, and I wanted to speak to you about this, Jag, how much of a massive FU to everything going on was Jay-Z doing that?
As far as to what extent? Because I have to be careful.
Yeah. I mean, there's this big news that's allegedly, we'll have to say, going to be dropping with Jay-Z getting caught up real bad. Something's going to come out.
And that's coming.
At the Super Bowl, plain as day, just doesn't give a hoot.
I know. And guess what? Neither did Kendrick Lamar when he created those formations to say, I see you. And now they do too.
Mm.
There was a lot that was going on, even down to the shirt that he was wearing. Keep these people away from me.
This is going to be proper nerdy here, but it's my name. It's kind of like in my head, I see the Lord of the Rings and I see the Eye of Sauron, and it's now pointing, it's looking at Kendrick Lamar.
Yes, I love that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the image that I've got in my head right now. And that Kendrick
you-
Lamar is actually wanting that to happen.
And
He's
are you
done that
too
on
sure that one is
purpose.
Gollum?
He's created a standoff almost.
Yeah.
Now we'll see who stands when the smoke clears.
But what do you
Yeah.
think about this, Jag? Right? So what do you think about them, the NFL allowing Kendrick to do that, knowing that Jay-Z was going to be there, and knowing that, do you think that that was a signal to Jay-Z as well?
I think they don't care. I don't think they care. I see, and this is the thing: It's hard to get people to understand what apathy looks like on a true-born narcissist. It's like with a PDFer. They're not worried about their punishment. They're not even worried about getting caught. They're worried about how much fun they can have until they do. It's tension.
And what
Everybody,
why?
because if you blame Kendrick, as it stands right now, Kendrick is the blameless of all of them.
Hmm.
If you put him in a lineup with every last one of these high profile hip hop figures, he is without a doubt milk break. He's clean as driven snow compared to the rest of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it gave Jay-Z a way to use him as a body shield to block off some of the hate that was going to be coming from all of the deals that he broke. Because, see, there were deals in place, verbal agreements in the backdrop that a lot of people don't know about. And that's why there was a bunch of upset. Not only that, it takes two different regions of hip hop and it puts them at odds because though the West Coast is very proud of Kendrick Lamar, the South
The
feels very slighted because of Kendrick Lamar. See how that works? It's
Why?
triangulation.
do
It's
you,
triangulation and it's a narcissistic tactic.
do you know what the best part? And we spoke about this earlier on, Steph and Sean and Jen, but the best part of it was the red, white, and blue dancers, right? All dressed in different colours,
Absolutely.
and then all coming together, having to come together to form the flag. And that was just a message that was sent out to, and that
What
is
do
the
you think
art.
was the
That's
message?
the
10% ownership by BlackRock. Who owns BlackRock? Jag was pointing out how it goes up, 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 up.
And then when
To
you
the-
get up, there's just the voice that comes from the ceiling. You all work for me.
But what did you think about the dance? Like, what did you think it meant? The fact that he put the color of America. Do you think there was something? What was he trying to say?
I
Well,
mean,
I didn't read too deeply into it. I just loved seeing Samuel L. Jackson. One of Jen's favorite movies actually is Pulp Fiction, isn't it, Jen?
Yeah. My favourite film, hands down.
Yeah,
Pulp
when
Fiction.
he's reading the Bible before he does his hits, it's great.
get the gimp. Get the gimp.
Oh, the gimp, the gimp.
It's just so out there. Quentin Tarantino. But yeah, favourite. I mean,
Yeah, God bless him.
Quentin Tarantino, has he been outed as a bit bizarre?
I'm so sorry, everyone, but Steph is gonna leave soon.
I
Oh,
have to bounce, guys. It's coming up to midnight where I'm at. Like Sean said, it's a
yeah.
bit late where you are. Yes, it is. But, you know, when I'm free, I'll never miss an opportunity to come on Maggie's channel and chill out with you guys. So thank you so much for having me, Maggie. Murph,
course.
Sean, Jag, Jen.
About, have you seen they're releasing all over social media the love letter that Tupac wrote from, I think it was New York jail, when to Madonna, like many
Well,
years ago.
they
Yes,
did
yes,
date for a short while.
yeah.
Madonna. The funny thing is I don't think anybody bothered to pay attention to one very, very, very important thing. And when Kendrick was performing and Not Like Us came on, I got on the phone and I called up my good friend Demetrius Ship Sr., who was actually friends with Tupac. And we were just talking and I'm like, you realize like this is like Pac for us. This is like Tupac doing the Super Bowl. Tupac never got a chance to do the Super Bowl when he was alive. And, you know, Kendrick has been carrying on that spirit for hip hop. And we were just sitting there talking about this is it. This is the moment. This is what it was all for. The sacrifices, you know, all of that. And I think people forget that there's a much realer life and a much bigger game being played in the backdrop. So for me, people like Courtney Burgess, he is anti future because he's literally working very hard to keep this old way of doing things in place so that freedom doesn't, you know, get a chance to really have its say in its way. He can say that he hates Diddy all he wants. I don't think he cares either way. I think he's a bad actor with a bad toupee, and that's just that.
Did you see that Suge Knight did an interview not long ago saying that Tupac was violated in jail?
No.
I'm sorry, I was muted up and Odell was talking to me. What was that?
Suge Knight did an interview like this week. I forgot if it was with Vlad TV or like
Really?
another. Yeah, saying that Tupac was violated. You can find it like really out there.
You know, what I will say is Tupac was one of the first people in the industry that had the bravery to speak up regarding Quincy Jones when everyone else was standing by pretending like he was lying, just like they do with me.
What do you mean? What did he say?
I don't know. I don't even want to, like, I don't even entertain conversations about Pac being framed up in some kind of way. What I will say is Madonna went after Tupac at the height of his career. I remember when she went after Kendrick too. It was just a couple years ago. It was
No.
like watching her do the same thing with that she did with Tupac all over again. She was all
Really?
over.
She's a
Oh yeah.
pensioner.
Oh, she was hot, 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 hot on Kendrick Lamar's. They've been throwing witches at him. See, they started with a lesser witch. They started with Erica Badu when she tried to mesmerize him with that bitch don't kill my vibe business. When they was at the Grammys and she tried to seduce him in his dressing room, and that's why they was late getting on stage to do the little remix, and he swatted away from her. And they said Madonna a few years back, she was trying to get all on him. Meanwhile, this man has been in a committed relationship with the mother of his children, Whitney, since they were in high school. And these witches seem to keep forgetting that.
Hmm.
They want to suck his energy.
What did Tupac say about Quincy Jones?
That
I know
Quincy
that.
Jones had tried to get a little taste when he was dating his daughter, Key Daughter, and he called him right out. And you can barely even find that interview anywhere anymore. It was out there. They've been scrubbing it actively for years. Quincy Jones, everybody know Quincy Jones was a he would yeah I would have to say that he see if you were to say that just the simple fact that you say that Q was the original Diddy, it would piss off Q because he didn't like Diddy and he was a talented person. That in itself, just to be lumped up with Diddy at all, would really have gotten his goat and pissed him off.
Mm.
He was so snobby about that. I mean, that man did a lot of damage, but then again, so did Clive Davis. I think that's why a lot of these younger guys are having such a hard time accepting responsibility because they watch these older guys get away with it, get old, die, and be famous forever, and they never had to deal with it. Why should they? You know, like all of this with Diddy being in jail, it really is moving the goalpost for these kids.
Suppose a lot of them are just happy they've not had to go through Diddy at this point.
I mean, how many really got a chance to avoid that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not a lot of people got a chance to avoid Clive either. You know, it's just it's systemic abuse, and it runs on a loop. Yeah, Madonna was banned from Africa because she illegally adopted that child. Yeah.
Wow.
Um,
So while his daughter was dating Tupac?
yeah. When he was with Kidada, because he was
Yeah.
gonna marry Kidada, and Tupac said it very clearly in an interview that you know Quincy Jones wanted a moment, and Tupac said, "I would tell you to suck my dick, but I think you like it. Get the hell away from me." No, he didn't. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. The exact words, I don't get down. Those were his exact words. Okay, I don't get down like that, which is pretty much what I said.
Hey, Odell.
Wow. Hello, Dell.
Yeah, yeah, let me move this over here.
I'm eating. Hey, y'all.
Now you eat. Now you eat.
What are you eating? You're making me
Oh, it
hungry.
was on Art of Dialogue. Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Nobody wants to talk about the past because if you start talking about the past, then it's going to open up the door for everything. And I've been saying it. I'm going to keep on saying. I'm going to keep on saying it until we start questioning these women and holding these women's feet to the fire. All of this is going to. If we really want to get to the bottom, if it's time for Mary J. Blige to be questioned, she shouldn't be on tour. She should be in an interrogation room.
Do you think that she would be named? Well, Suge did not say Pac got. Well, that's what I saw and that's what I heard. But whatever what you said, it was under Art of Dialogue, as you said. That's why you recognize the interview. But
Once
yeah.
again,
Hmm.
once again, everybody likes to get in their feelings about Pac. But
Yes.
the thing is, until we start talking to these women, as much as I hate to say it, I've never wished her any harm. I've only wished her well because I thought what she did out of desperation when she was young and misguided. But until they question my cousin Faith Evans, until they question Missy Elliott, they all know. Shoot, they could question Moni Love for real, for real. It's like I don't think anyone understands what this is like for me. I'm talking about people that I've known for 20, 30 years, people that I thought I knew, people that I thought really had value, had merit, had grit. And I'm watching these punks sit there, even now, silent. It's it's maddening to me because all Faith Evans has to do is tell the truth about what Puffy asked her to do to line up Biggie Smalls, and all of this will be over. And everyone will be held accountable. All it takes is for Mary J. Blige to tell the truth about what she knows about Aaliyah, and all of this will be over.
I think that's a massive part as well, is the whole Aaliyah story.
You think Mary J. Blige is aware?
Mary J. Blige admitted it and then tried to clean it up and then said she was afraid to speak because she knew she was going to be next. She said that on 106th and Park with Free, who is allegedly also one of Mr. Carter's baby's moms, even though she came out and said she wasn't just a couple of months ago when she got online first on social media after all these years not saying nothing, and then she gonna sit up there and say no, that's not true, with a smile on her face, and people believed it. It incenses me. Y'all should see a picture of Free's son. He looks like Ramir. Never challenge certain people because I care about them and I know what they've been through. But it hurts. It hurts that after all of these years, they're all still scared little girls. They all got to speak up. They all need to speak up. I really thought Mary would have spoken up for at least Cassie. And when she didn't, that's part of the reason why I have no doubt about that email that Tough got talking about Mary diming out Kathy White and Kim Porter because Kim was trying to protect Kathy allegedly from both Diddy and Sean Carter. And now they're all gone. They're all dead.
If Goatee also is gone, they're all gone.
All of them. All of these women who died just trying to be honest and just trying to tell the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
Mary
Mhm.
J. Minaj needs to stop running her mouth, and people need to stop protecting her. And Curtis Periwinkle Jackson, you gonna keep pushing until I make that pig squeal. I guess he
Even
just
when
doesn't
that
want to
was
talk about
being
all
met,
of the people that he's used Mary to line up. You know, she a lineup queen. She went to the Janice Combs finishing school for whores. They all disgust me. Because the truth is, people like Mary J. Blige really don't care what happens to anybody as long as it doesn't happen to her.
did you see what they were saying about Liam Payne? They're trying to destroy his
His character,
reputation. Yeah,
Mm.
like Twitch boss, same strategy,
like Aaron Carter.
like Aaron
Yeah,
Carter.
yeah.
Eh,
The Aaron
that's what
Carter
they
story.
do.
The Aaron Carter story is heart wrenching, man, and you could see the same thing in Liam Payne's eyes that Aaron Carter was going through as well.
Exactly. Why does nobody? Why are we refusing to connect dots that are right there in front of our faces?
Because it's
Over
scary.
and over and over again. I've been watching this process go on for 30 years. Yeah, Christina Aguilera been diddled. She was a Mickey Mouse chat. All of these kids are screwed up. I don't. If you grew up as a kid in the business, by the time you're 15, you have most likely been assaulted. If you come into the business as a teenager by your early 20s, you will most likely have been assaulted. If you come into the business as a grown woman, one of two things will happen. You will avoid being assaulted by turning your head and watching the other people that are, or you will end up being assaulted and being blackmailed and bribed and letting them make it. Like it's disgusting how common it is. It's
And it's
disgusting.
like rinse and repeat with when those boy or those girls are
Over,
on a hmm.
over and over.
And do you think that's what they want to do? Because we were talking about Wendy Williams earlier and what happened to her now that she
They
cannot talk
finally got
by
her.
order of the
They
talk
finally got her. They finally got her. She started doing press to try to get the truth out there. Don Lemon lined her up. And that was all it took to go to the conservative and for the conservative to go to court.
I hate all that. I hate all that bullshit. Right, when it comes to like conservatorship and stuff like that. Right, conservatorship is there for a reason, and if the person has come out of the other end of whatever their problem was, which Wendy allegedly, and you probably know more than I do, Jag, about it, but now Wendy is meant to be okay, but she's still under that same conservatorship.
Yeah. And she gonna stay right there.
So sad. Apologies, guys. I'm going to have to get going because I've got an early start with getting Ziggy to nursery. But thank you, Maggie, for having me on. Pleasure to be back on with you both, Jaguar, and you, Sean. But thank you so much.
Are you looking at me with come to bed eyes right now, Jen?
No, absolutely not.
No, she's looking at you with stay here eyes.
You know
Stay
what?
on. You stay on.
It's got midnight here, Murph. What part of England are you in?
You're owls, night owls. I'm a sparrow. Honestly, I'm. Yeah.
She said, "I'm a sparrow."
I'm a sparrow. Chirpy in the mornings with my caffeine, popping away, and Sean's grumpy as sin. And then Sean's always like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed at night, whereas I'm like, no, bed's cooling.
You know what? It is sexy when you get into that I'm gonna go to bed phase of life. You know, I like going to bed. I like
Yes.
taking baths. But you know it really is wonderful when you have company.
Yeah.
Especially
And
when they go first and they get the sheets nice and warm for you. You ain't got to do no work.
see, Sean, you need to be getting tips because he doesn't. Like, absolutely.
Have you got any tips, Murph?
Have I got any tips?
Right, guys.
I'm warming the bed.
Oh yeah, listen to me. Just get you some baby oil, heat it up, put it in some heating pads. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. No, because
we've got Jen,
in jail.
We've got Jen talking about popping off, right? Which is one thing, and then we've got you talking about baby oil. So what are we doing? It's our own online freak off. What are we doing?
Well, you know, if you're gonna freak off, and it's an exclusive group, the after party, you know, it's best to keep it hot.
Nice. I'll remember that. Well, thank you.
Right.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
I love you, Jen.
I'll leave you with this.
Oh my God.
Jen, read the email. Read the email.
I'll read the email.
Listen to me.
There we go.
They got a triangle and they still ain't found no banjo.
Hashtag where's the banjo?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, where is the banjo?
Oh, that was fun.
That was really fun. I love those little moments just to show people that they're full of shit when they think that people are separated or people are mad at each other. It's just like nobody's mad at anyone.